guys, Brady McDonald from BK Real Estate Investing here. How are you today? I'm going to tell you all about investing in real estate, how you get started, how wealth is made, how, where do you start with, where do you get that lump sum of money to get started? What else I'm going to show you? Where do you educate yourself? All this awesome stuff. Come check this stuff out. Okay, so again, the first thing we need to talk about is why do people invest in real estate? Everybody has a different reason. Okay, so you may want to replace your income. You may want create this ideal lifestyle so you could travel, spend more time with your kids, etc. Okay, you could be doing it for long-term wealth. You could be doing it for cash flow now. Ultimately, your why is really what drives us to do what we do and the types of investing that we actually do and take on. Okay, so what I'm going to show you next, I'll pop over to this screen here, is the 3 ways that wealth is created by investing in real estate. Number 1 is cash flow. So this is the amount of money that we have in our bank after every single month, okay? So if we have rental income of $3,000 and our monthly expenses are $2,500, that would include your mortgage, your insurance, your utilities, etc., then that would mean that we have $500 per month of cash flow. Okay, so that's number 1. That's the number 1 way. Second way is by mortgage pay down. So when we have tenants, the tenants make a rent payment, and with that rent we pay the mortgage. In that mortgage payment, we have 2 components. We have an interest portion, and then we have a principal portion. That principal is what's paying down the mortgage, okay? And down the road, in 5 or 10 or 15 years, when we sell it, that money is going to be ours, okay? So, for an example, a lot of mortgages, in our market, you might pay down $6,000 a year in mortgage pay down. The third way that we make money is in appreciation. Now, this isn't something that we rely on all the time. It's basically a bonus. So if we buy the house at $300,000, and if it appreciates at 5% a year, that means that house would go up by $15,000 over that 1 year. Okay, so now the value is at 315. So eventually, hopefully it keeps going up, and that's an appreciating market. But you also have the chance that it depreciates or it loses value, right? So those are the 3 components. Monthly cash flow. Again, we're not going to buy a property unless it does cash flow. Number 2 is mortgage pay down. That's what's going to happen when our tenants pay us rent and we pay our mortgage. And the third way is that hopefully the market does appreciate. So those are the 3 ways we make wealth in real estate. Okay, so how do we get started in investing in real estate? Number 1 thing is that you need to do is educate yourself. Okay, so how do we educate ourselves? Okay, so number 1 thing is there's a few books that I would highly recommend. Number 1 is Rich Dad Poor Dad. This book is a great book to change your mindset, to see how you make money with money. Okay, this is a great mindset book. And the next one is The Real Estate Investing in Canada by Don Campbell. Now, this is the very first book that I've read. I probably only read about 3 in my entire life, but this is a fantastic book. Okay, this really takes you through the basic journey of how the different steps in real estate really work. Right? It's a really simple book, and what it does actually, number 1 exercise is it helps you determine your why. Right? What is your ideal life? Why are we really wanting to do this? Right? So those are books. Another huge and more accessible way to be educated now is podcasts. So Kristy and I are on these podcasts all the time. So there's a great one called The Truth About Real Estate by one of our friends. Another great one called Breakthrough Real Estate Investing. Okay, and then there's another one called Real Talks with Gary. And then another great one is Where Should I Invest? Okay, these are 4 local Canadian podcasts. It's very important that when you are listening to podcasts that it is Canadian content, because the content in the United States is different. What happens there is not the same as here. Okay, another way is Facebook groups. So for example, there's both paid groups and there's free Facebook groups. So we personally have one called Nail and Scale for multi-unit real estate investors. So this is all about buying single-family homes, converting them to duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, buying 5-unit, 10-unit buildings. So anything to do with multiple units, more than one. Okay, and then we also have our Lifestyle Real Estate Investor Inner Circle. This is a paid group that we offer weekly coaching calls. But again, this is not about us. It's just, again, these are your sources to educate yourself. Okay, number 2, once you've educated yourself, you need to figure out how am I going to get started? Where do I get started and how do I come up with the amount of money? So just like when Kristy and I started 5 years ago, we refinanced 2 of our properties. One of them was our primary residence. The other one was an income property. And we pulled out $150,000 in equity. So how does that work? That's how we got started, and that's how you can get started too. So if we look at this, so we pull equity from your home. Okay, so if we look at, let's say, for example, if you purchased your house 5 years ago for $300,000, just gonna grab a marker. for $300,000, right? And then every year it's been going up in value. So year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, it's appreciated in value, gone up in value. Now today, let's say your house is worth $550,000. Well, where is your mortgage? So you bought it at 300. You had to put 20% down possibly, and then you've been paying down your mortgage, so that principal reduction. Now your mortgage is only at 200,000, but the value of your house is 550. So there's a large equity position there. So what you can do is you can refinance your house to a new mortgage. So you get a new 80% loan to value mortgage, and that would be $440,000. Okay. What the bank's going to do is give you the difference between 440 and your actual mortgage now, which is 200,000. So what the bank's literally going to do is give you $240,000. Obviously, you need to qualify for this higher mortgage, but nonetheless, it's accessible. It's there, right? So $240,000. Wow, that's a lot of money. In real estate right now in Barrie, you could probably buy 3 properties, 2 properties for sure with that, right? So again, now we've educated ourselves. We found out how we're going to get started and where we're going to come up with the money. The next thing we need to do is choose the area and the strategy. Now, I can't go into complete depths on this because we don't have all day long, but what I would like to let you know is that we could totally help you with that next step. Okay, so who are we? Again, we're Brady and Kristy McDonald. Hey, Kristy, from BK Real Estate Investing. We are active real estate investors. We have purchased over 110 properties in the last 5 years. Thanks, Kristy. We are expert renovators, we are property managers, and we are coaches and educators, okay? Our goal is to help as many people on this planet this year as possible. And we're hoping that we can help you get started in investing in real estate.